Hello, my friends. Today, I'm going to give you six, one, two, three, four, five, six types of emotional baggages that are in relationships in the Philippines. Six, baby. Six types of emotional baggage that wind up in most every relationship. These are the most common ones. So that's what we're going to talk about today. You with me, G? Let's go. Welcome to the show. My name is BobbieD. Coming to you live from Talamba, Antigua, Philippines. And I'm having an awesome time today. Hope you are as well. Here we go. First thing we're going to do is look at the thumbnail. Thumbnail. Here we go. No, emotional baggage. That's emotional baggage. Now, for those of you that follow me closely, you know that yesterday we talked about rebound relationship. And one of the things we discovered is that in a rebound relationship, sometimes, my guys, there is what? Emotional baggage. And has a tendency to be transferred into the relationship. So look at it. We're going to take a look at what is emotional baggage, man. What is it about? What you mean when you say emotional baggage? What you talking about, man? I got you, my brothers. I got you, my sister. Hey, it's just about understanding what you're getting into. A lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, when we get in a relationship, we don't have any understanding of what we're about to embark upon. We just get into it because we want some tail, want a little poontang, or we want to have the sexual gratification, but we don't understand the emphasis or the meaning behind what we're doing. So we need to understand that when you go all in, then you all in. You all up in there. And so when you all up in somebody's grill every day, sometimes they show you faces that you never seen before. You be like, who is you? I'm gonna tell you, man. So let's go, man. I'm gonna show you the baggage. I'm serious, man. I have been in a relationship with women, and I thought there was one way. And then when 3 months down the line, they turn the tables on you, man. They turn over the table. They get up and turn over the table. Wow, where that come from? Emotional baggage, man. That you never had an inkling that they had that in their mentality. You never had an inkling that it was in them. But something triggered them, and like that, they just went to berserk on. What's wrong? Are you okay? It scares you, man. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Let's go. Ready? Here we go. No hocus pocus. Yes, focus. Focus for today. Here we go. Now, number one, we're gonna talk about inner criticism. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the main baggages that have the tendency to show up. Number two, psychological trauma. Yeah, trauma, mama. Yeah, trauma. And then we talk about grief. Grief is important, man. If you don't handle it right, you're in trouble. Then we talk about resentment. I resent you. I don't like you. And fear. Yeah, fear, man. False evidence appearing real. Sometimes it's real and it's false to people, but it's real in their mind. Then we're gonna talk about guilt, man. You feel guilt. You do stuff called you guilty. You shame. Yeah, I'm talking about. That's how we're gonna do, man. You met. I just met. I gave you the six common types of emotional trauma, emotional baggage that people bring with them in relationship. And sometimes the people that bring these baggages into the relationship, don't even know they have it. That's how subtle it can be in your life when you're dealing with somebody. They don't even know they're dealing with stuff, but they're dealing with stuff. I remember when I got divorced, and I sat out for years. Like, man, I need time, man. I'm so tired of these women. And I sat myself out for a year from the dating scene, women, all that. And then after a year, lo and behold, I said, I'm ready now. I'm ready to get back in. I'm ready to get back on the dating scene like a sex machine. And you know what, man? I really wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. And I just messed up a few relationships because I was carrying baggage from my prior relationship over into the new relationship. And I didn't know I was doing it until somebody said, you must have did this with your wife, acting like that. And then a little bell said, ding, 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 ding. And I realized that's what I was doing. Okay. So I'm telling you, man, you got to be doubly sure before you reach out, teach out, breach out, and get into something, man. Make sure you're right. Okay. And it may take some time. It took me a year or a little bit over a year to get myself together. But once I got it together, man, I was all right. All right, number one. We're gonna talk what? What's number one? Come on, man, don't play with me. Y'all know what our number one is. Inner criticism. Yeah, it's a baggage, man. Yeah, everybody in this world has baggage. Don't get me wrong now. Don't you say, well, I ain't got no baggage, Bobby. I'm perfect. I was born good. You know what I'm saying? I don't carry no baggage with me. You carry that stuff. I don't do that. Stop the lie, mister. Who you think you fooling, buddy? Huh? Sister? Who? You know what you talking to? This is Bobby D. Okay, I've been around. I know I got baggage. You got baggage. All guys chilling got baggage. Okay, and your baggage may not be as my baggage may not be as heavy as yours. Your baggage may not be heavy as mine, but we still got issues. Okay, baggage is just issues that unresolved. And you know what do? You stop your life because you got an unresolved issue? No, you keep moving, and you hopefully attempt to resolve those issues. So that's what life is. Okay, so don't go around saying, well, you got some bag. I know you carrying bag, and then somebody said, you got something too, buddy. And so no point the finger, just deal with the situation and don't be accusatory. That's the worst thing you can do when you see somebody has emotional baggage in a relationship. Don't point them out. Well, you know you do, and you better stop that. Don't do that. Don't do that, man, because you will drive them away, and you will drive them deeper into the bag, into the trauma field they're in. Okay, encourage them. Say, look, hey, I know you better than that. I know you can do better than that. You just don't. That don't look like you. That's not you. I know that's not you. That's how you do. That's how you get the best out of people. You don't pound it into their head. You better. I know that. Don't do that. That's the worst way. Talk to them with respect. Tell them that I know you're better than that, and you bring the goodness out of them. You bring the best out of them. That's what a leader does. He brings the best out of his woman. And yeah, in a relationship, he brings the best out of his children. He brings the best out of his community. He brings the best out of his church. And, that's what a real leader does. He don't beat people down with words. He don't beat people down by accusing them. He sees the situation as it is. He says, okay, how can I help this person come to a better life, to come to a better status in their life? And that's what you do. Okay, let's go. So number one is what? Inner criticism. Yeah, that's one. And then we talk about psychological trauma, grief, resentment, fear, and guilt. Number one, here we go. Inner criticism. It's derived by having overbearing parents. Many of us have had parents in our lives, and as a result, the parents were always controlling, always demanding. And as parents, you have to have a line of order. Children have to obey, and you have to instruct, right? So that's decent, that's okay. But it's when they go over the line and they control your every move and they criticize everything you do, everything you say, and they're good at criticizing. Yeah, parents, you ever seen your buddy with mom say, you better do that straight up, and you say, wow, what's wrong with her? I wouldn't want to be in this house with her. That's what I'm talking about. And that parenting skill or overskill or overkill has a tendency to lay upon you and stay upon you as you grow up, if you don't deal with it in an appropriate manner. And many of us don't even know we got it. So if you don't know you got something, how can you deal with it? Once you recognize you got it, you can deal with it, man. But that's called being overly criticized, over criticism. And so you have a tendency to have the same thing. Inside yourself, you criticize yourself. It's derived from having overbearing parents. Okay. You providing you criticism. They provide you considerable criticism constantly. And so it has a negative effect upon how you feel about yourself. It leads to a lack of confidence, man. Mm-hmm. You don't think you're nothing because you've been criticized. Your mama told you were nothing all your life. Your daddy said the same thing. So who are you to think you something when everybody that's important to you in your life is putting you down? My dad said I wasn't nobody, and he right. My mama said I ain't nobody, and she right. Come on, man, no, they're not right. You are somebody. And so you go through life with those self-defeating modes, self-defeating mentality, and thinking that you're not worth anything, and you are. And so what happens is when you get in a relationship with somebody, that same low self-esteem comes out, and the people start noticing, your partner start noticing, and then you just bring the whole relationship down. You got to work on building yourself up, my sister. Mm-hmm. Building your ego, okay? So you can get healthier. Right now, you're unhealthy for yourself and for your partner. And so this unhealthy relationship will not last long because you keep putting yourself down. Who wants to be around somebody always putting themselves down and you putting yourself up and you gotta, I call these kind of women, man, or not say necessarily women, but these kind of people, could be man or woman, I call them project people. What you mean? They come from the project, Bobby? They come from the project? No. Cover no project, man. That's a project person. You got to build. It's never finish. You have to, if you like that kind of guy, always want to pick up somebody when they're crying and always got to go after them. Say, you okay? Come on, and help them. That's okay if that's what you want, but I don't want that kind of woman in my life. Nah, I want somebody that I don't have to always tell them and lift them up every time I turn around because they're putting themselves down. No, I want somebody that has a reasonable reflection of themselves rather than a low self-esteem. Think not highly or above everybody else, but think that you're okay. You're like everybody else. You know? But these type of people think that they're lowly. They think they're nothing. They think they're the scum of the earth. And you don't want to be around somebody like that because what happens all too more often than not, sometimes, my guys, that negative low self-esteem and low self-confidence had the tendency to jump, that spirit had the tendency to jump on you. You know? And it's a job. It's a constant struggle when you always got to tell somebody, please don't think like that. Don't talk bad about yourself. You're better than that. And you get tired. You get tired. I've had to do that with people. You know, because I'm a helper. That's one of my spiritual gifts. I'm a helper. I'm an encourager, and I got to do that. But sometimes you just get tired. You just told the person, "Come on, man, you better than that. Let's go pick yourself up." You know, and next thing you know, they're doing the same. You know, you get tired of that, man. So I'm telling you, man, that could be a very, very difficult relationship to be in, and it's not going to last long. It's not going to last long unless you got a heart of gold and you're very, very understanding and very, very forgiving. Because these people mess up a lot because they think nothing of themselves and they'll do anything because they have no boundaries. They have no standards and they'll do anything. Okay. Those people stay away from. If you notice somebody like that, get out of that relationship or find a nice way to say, I'm sorry, but we're not gonna make it. It's just too much work for me in this relationship. And I don't want this to be a one-sided affair. I don't see you trying to help yourself. That's how you deal with that. Look, I don't see you trying to help yourself. I'm trying to help you, but I'm tired. You know, there's only so much you can do that you can do, and you got to help me help you. And then when you see they don't want to help you, help them. Say Tulu, bye-bye, and get out of there. Okay, leave that alone. That's too much baggage to help them pick up all the time. Baggage, negative baggage will weigh you down and the person down, and your relationship will suffer. Okay, let's go. Number 2 is what? Psychological trauma. Yeah, trauma, man. You know, oh man, many people have trauma, unresolved issues as they go through life. When I talk about trauma, we're also talking about PTSD, post traumatic syndrome disorder, stress disorder. And a lot of the people on this show have PTSD. Man, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to be realistic. I have a lot of veterans on this show, and many have confessed and talked about it, openly. They're not scared to say it, and it's helpful to us. Everybody on the show, they have PTSD. They suffer with it because they've had traumatic events in their military life. Seeing buddies and stuff get blown away, all kind of crazy stuff. Accidents happen, and it leaves a scar on your life. It leaves a mental picture, a mental scar of emotional trauma in your life and in your mind. And so whenever you have a trigger that pulls you back to that state, that date, and that time in your life, you go berserk. Okay? And so that's called post-traumatic disorder. So you think only veterans can get that? People in the military? Soldiers? Huh? No. Anybody can get it. A 5-year-old kid can get it. A 50-year-old man can. Anybody, it can happen. Because we all human, and we all have. Sometimes we struggle with same things we see. We struggle with things that happen to us, especially little kids. Little kids can be 2 years old. Kids remember stuff at 2 years old, and they may not be able to talk, verbalize it, but the eyes don't lie. They see it, and so they may not understand it fully, but it has an effect on them. And that vision, that image, that traumatic event, whatever it could have been, it stays with them. Okay. And it just sometimes it causes them to have a disability. They are disabled to function properly in a relationship and also in society. That's why we got a lot of people behind bars, trauma, and then to deal with it properly. Nobody said, well, Johnny, I think he might have some trauma. He just going around hitting people in the head. He said, that boy crazy. Yeah, he crazy. He got trauma, and you're not helping him by calling him crazy. He just needs some help. He needs some psychological counseling get his mind right. I'm sorry, I just dropped. I don't know what I keep dropping every day. But yeah, trauma, man. Psychological trauma can be very, very debilitating in the relationship and in the community. It leaves emotional scar. You feel overwhelmed, by the vision or the event that happened. You bring it back, get a flashback, and it's usually triggered, man. The least little thing, the song, a little vision or something you see, remember at that moment, it comes right back to you like you're still there, and you need mental health professional. Does that mean you're crazy? No, don't mean you're crazy. You need some psychological counseling. Any one of us in this world can get off track. Okay, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, socially, we can all get off track on each one of those levels. And does that mean we're crazy because we're off track on any one of those levels? No, it does not. Now we could be if we go to the deep end, but usually you're not crazy. You're just a little bit off center, off kilter, and somebody needs to subtly and easily and gently put you back, move you back, guide you back to the center line. Okay, and that's called counseling. Sometimes it's called therapy, but it can happen. You need a professional to help you with that. Okay, let's go. Number two, number three. Just want to be. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, grief, man. Yeah, this is a big one, man. You met somebody and all they can talk about is my mama this, my mama that, my mama. That's me. I would tell you about my mama, man. My mama praised me. My mama raised me. That's what I do. But I'm not. It's not traumatic to me. I've gone through my grieving process. That's why I can talk to you about her like that. If I had not gone through a grieving process for my grandma, I would probably cry every time I talked about her. I used to do that for a long time. When I talked about her, it would come to my mind, and I would think, "Oh, I miss my mom. I miss her to this day. I miss her." But I'm not. You see, I'm not crying, right? Because I've gotten stronger, and I've resolved the issue from the grief of losing my grandmother. I loved her so much. I love my mother. I love my grandmother so much, and now I want to tear up. I'm sorry. I got to fight that. I'm sorry, man. But yeah, as you see, it's a big one. People have a hard time processing grief. Some of us, we never drop a tear. Okay? That's how we deal with it sometimes. Some of us, we just tear up and, you know, and all of us, we fight people. We go in that fighting, we get into drug, we get into, try to deal with it. So when you can't deal with grief, it shows in some way or form or fashion. And when you haven't dealt with grief and you try to get into a relationship, it's going to stymie, it's going to stifle your relationship. Okay. Now, what happens is when you lose a loved one, you have not gone through the grieving process. Grieving is a process. Yeah, it's a stage in it, man. You have to, first of all, recognize and acknowledge the love. That's what happens to a lot of us. We don't acknowledge, Mama, no, she ain't gone, no, she ain't gone, no, she ain't gone. And we just, that blank wall, we never acknowledge it, and that causes an issue. We don't, once you acknowledge the process, the issue, the event, and the death, that causes you to get into a grieving mode. And once you get into grieving cycle, it's a process you go through and get to the other end. So many of us never reach that other side of the grieving process, the grieving cycle. And so we are stymied, we are stifled in our relationship. And then when we get somebody like, and my mama this, my mama that, my mama this, my mama that, my mama. Okay, I see you later. I got to go. But they haven't gotten over. It's a problem, man. So you can spot one of these people real easy. Okay, they lack nurturing and seeking your support, and in order to get this resolved, you have to seek support from your friends, your families, and loved ones that have gone through that grieving process and made it through successfully. It's those people that went through successfully through the grieving process can help you come through as well. So grief is huge, man. It's huge. I've met a lot of people. I get to talk to them, always talk about their mama. And so the first time I just let it go, But the next couple of times, and they keep on, I said, something ain't right here. She always talking about her mama. And then when I asked her something about her mom, she started crying. Hey, that's you don't need that kind of person in your life. And I'm not saying to get to avoid those people, but you may want to try to get her some help. So have you ever thought about getting some counseling? Have you ever thought about trying to discover why you always break up and cry when you talk about your mother? Have you thought about you completing the grieving? Have you grieved? Those are things you do to help her if you don't want to be with her. Just don't leave nobody out there cold and dry. Always try to help somebody, reach and teach somebody. Because when you reach and teach somebody, God will bless you, man. That's the blessing. The Bible says that the blessing of the Lord maketh rich. When you reach out, teach out, and help somebody up, you're going to help yourself in the long run. Okay, let's go around train Bible. You see one nation, group, one love. Number 4, getting ready to go out the door. Yeah, resentment, man. Yeah, I resent you. I resent that remark you said to me. I resent you looking at me like that, mister. You got to get your eyes on my resentment, man. Resentment is basically anger. It's a form of anger when you over some event or some situation that you feel is not fair. A lot of times in family, there'll be familial family resentment between siblings. Have you ever had a bigger brother or that you felt that your parents favored him or him favored her bigger sister favored her more than you? It's resentment. As that happens a lot. You grow up feeling that well, they never liked me. My mama never liked. They always like Junior. They always like my big brother, and they didn't care nothing about me. And it hurts, man. It hurts. If you don't get that result, we're gonna be a bitter person. Resentment leads to bitterness. You hear me? It leads to bitterness and anger and frustration, and you take it out on people in your life. Okay, because you angry with your mama, you take it out on your mate or your spouse or whoever, your girlfriend, because that built up anger for years and years and decades. Okay, so let's go there. But so, yeah, resentment, man, facing unfair situation. You think it's unfair that they always treat your brother better. You think it's unfair that you never get chosen for the football team. You think it's unfair that your coach is you think your coach is racist. Yeah, it's unfair. Yeah, you have an unfair situation, but you got to deal with it properly. But when you resent somebody, that can be a grief. That can be baggage, and it leads to bitterness and anger. Not going through grieving process directed towards specific people. Confront the person or the situation. That's how you deal with resentment. You got to deal with it face on, head on. Talk to the person. Look, man, let me tell you something. You go to your brothers. Look, man. I love you, man. You're my brother, man. But you know what I got to tell you, man? I have always resented you. He said, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? John, what you mean you resent me? I'm your brother. What you talking about? I resent, man. I resent the way mom and daddy treated you. They treated you better than me, man. You got all the good stuff. I got the leftovers, the hand me down. I didn't like that. That's how you get it out. And you never say that. He'll never know unless you get it out and you discuss it out and you vent it out. And he said, well, look, man, I'm sorry. I never knew you felt that way, but I'm sorry to hear you feel that way. I want to walk through you, help you get through this together because that's not the way I saw it. Because a lot of times you as a child may have perceived that was happening, but it may never have happened based on what other people saw. Sometimes when we're growing up as children, when we're children, young children, we have a different perception of reality, and we know that perception sometimes is our reality. It's how you perceive things. Like so, sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, children perceive things incorrectly because of their age and their mentality and not grown up. So that's what happened to me one time. It was an issue that I had in my life when I talked. I remember my sisters came out here. I talked to them about that issue, and I was wrong. I was my sisters then corrected me lovingly and caringly. She said, "No, Bobbie, this is not what happened. You saw that as a child. You saw that, but you looked at it from your vantage, and that's why you have this resentment. You should look. Let me tell you how it really happened from our whole vantage. And when I saw from their perspective, I knew I was wrong. And so I had to get rid of that resentment because it's foolish to hang on something that you know is wrong. Why would I hang on to that? And now I see it was wrong. So those are the types of things that you do to deal with resentment as you go through your relationship. You walk through it, you talk through it, but you got to face the person that or the event that happened that caused you to get to that resenting and bitter mood. Okay, you with me, Jake? There go. We ain't got long. I'm running late today, so we're not gonna be long. Look at fear. Number 5, fear, man. Fear is happening to you when you have a perceived danger. You get the fear, fight or flight or fear mode. Either you flight or you fear. But fear is false evidence appearing real. A lot of the time when we fear stuff, it's not really what it is. We just have a perception of fear in our mind that it might go wrong and it may never go wrong. But that fear freezes us. Okay, it does not allow us to give ourselves 100% to our mate. Okay. Because you got to fear, a lot of things. What happens a lot of times, a lot of men don't want to get married. A lot of men don't want to make a commitment because they have a fear of being attached. They have a fear of being henpecked. They have a fear of not being themselves, being changing. And it's sometimes some of those fears are valid, but a lot of times they're not. Because that fear that you have can only be dealt with by dealing with the situation that you're afraid of. So you afraid to get married? Get married. And then you will show sometimes marriage turns out to be the best thing ever. And you'll never know it if you never work through that fear. If you find the right person and she's right for you, you never work through that fear and get to a commitment level and take the chance. You got to take a chance. Okay, to move on in your life. And so some people are so fearful they never go through the wall. They never go above or beyond that motion, that movement, that emotional fear level. And it's a perceived that and anger can cause phobias, man. Fear of heights, fear of water. I had a phobia. I'm gonna tell you about 2 phobias I had. I don't have them anymore. I used to be afraid of heights. Well, I'll tell you about three. I used to be afraid of heights. I never wanted to go up high on nothing. Remember, I used to, my dad, I don't know, dad, I remember as a boy, we had the bridges in our church in a city called Charleston, South Carolina. There's Ashley Cooper Bridge, and there was another bridge. And we had a friend of a family. He would ride all the kids in the truck. And then one time he drove us across the bridge, and I was in the back of the truck. Oh man, you talking about somebody almost freaked out? I almost jumped off the truck. I was so scared. They had to hold me down. That's how scared I was. But I had to deal with that. And I don't know how I got through it, but I got through it. I'm not scared of heights anymore. I was on a high bridge, but I got through it some kind of way. But I had to face it to get through it. Then another fear I had, listen, you're gonna laugh at this. I was scared, man. I was a kid, man. I guess I was like maybe about 6 or 7 years old. And there was a big guy in our neighborhood, right? We lived in a big old neighborhood, and there was a big guy. They call it Boss Man. That was the name. I kid you not, man. That was his nickname. They call him Boss Man. Boss Man must have been every bit of 4'5", right? Maybe about 500 pounds, about that. Maybe about 350, something like that. But he was huge, man. And every time I saw Boss Man, it looked like he gonna eat me up, and I was like, I'm gonna run. This is Bobby, what's wrong? And my mom had to get to stop, boy. I said, I couldn't even talk. I had a phobia. I had a fear. And after that, as I continued to grow up, I had a fear of fat people, big people. I really did. I'm serious. I got through that fear, but I started talking to him, being with him, and hanging around him, and realized this is a phobia. I got to when I was maybe 12, 13 years old. I started hanging around fat people. Then, it's crazy now to me. I was like, how could I get like that? I don't know. But if you don't get and you won't work these things out in your life, it's gonna hold you back in your relationship. Okay, but yeah, that's enough. I'm gonna tell you 2 or 3. Anyway, that's enough. You don't need to know it. You don't need to know all that. But yeah, man, fear can lead to phobias. Okay, phobias can cause you to freeze. Okay. And a lot of times your fears and your phobias are not based in reality. Now, my fear of fat Boss Man was not based in reality. He was a nice guy. He would always play with the kids. I don't know. I think in my mind, his size and the way he looked, I don't know. It's just the way he walked too, because he had a lot of weight, and people that big walk slow and looked like he was coming for me. I just wanted to run when I saw him, And no, I didn't do it intentionally, but it's a phobia, it's a fear I had. And so I'm saying these things to show you the type of traumas, the type of events, the type of situation can have a tendency to stick with us if you don't get them resolved, and then you wind up. I don't date fat people. No, I can't stand them. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Come on, man. People to people. Weight don't determine the person's content, the character. You know what I'm saying? I used to say I don't like skinny women, but I'm with a skinny woman now. So you got to move on, man. You got to develop your life, and you got to live in peace and happiness. It's not about the size of the person; it's the size of the person's heart. Okay, it's a heart connection. Okay, yeah, but fear, man, it can mess you up. You have to confront that person, man. Confront the person or the situation. That's how you deal with your fears in life. Okay, let's go. Number 5. You're still alive. Number 6. I'm sorry, that was number 5. That was number 5. Number 6. Number 6. Get ready to get out of here. We on the sticks. Guilt, man. Guilt comes primarily from shame. You feel ashamed. It happens a lot in women and men relationship when the man or the woman gets into infidelity. What do you mean infidelity? When they cheat on somebody, when they cheat on each other, when they cheat on the man cheats on the woman cheats on the man, and then they still relating to their woman, but they got a side piece on the side, and sometimes they feel guilty about it and they get ashamed about it, and then that guilt causes them to hold back on giving their whole person or their whole heart to the person. So guilt happens, and you have to deal with it by getting through the guilt and confessing. That's the main thing. You got to own up to it, fess up to it. If you want to get rid of that guilt. Guilt can cause you to feel shame. Shame can cause you to be depressed, not want to participate, want to hold that, withdraw. All of those things can mess you up and mess your relationship up. These are just some of the common baggages that people keep in a relationship, not even knowing they have them. I bet right now, if I were to give a poll and ask everybody out there, out of these 6 baggages I just mentioned, Have you ever had one or been close or felt like you was close to one, or maybe not one of the six I mentioned? Everybody would say yes, because we got baggages. And then if you say I'm not the one, baby, I don't do that. I ain't never had no baby. Stop the lie, mister. Are you a robot? Huh? Are you a computer? Come on, man, don't play with me. You human being like everybody else. Everybody got issues on this earth. All God's children got issues. Okay, I got issues. You got issues. It's how you deal with your issues that will make your relationship successful or not. Okay, and what you should do, ladies and gentlemen, before you get out there and put yourself on the line and say, "Well, I want to hook up with you. Can I do that, please?" Now, make sure you're right, because what's going to happen is whatever issues, whatever baggages you bring into your relationship, it's going to come out. You can hide it all you want, but as long as you're with that person, they're going to discover your insecurities. And a baggage is basically your weight that pulls you down, that weighs on your spirit, that weighs on your soul, that weighs on your heart, and it causes you to not be your whole and true self. Okay, so when baggages are on your life, you have to relieve yourself of the baggage. And how do you do that? Based on you take them off. You say, "Look, I'm tired of this. I got to get out of this," and you pull them off. You might can't pull them off all at once, but you slowly pick at it. Chop it down, chop it down, chop it down until finally you're free of it. And when you know you're free of it, that's when you're ready to put your all in all into a relationship with somebody that you know that will love you just as much as you love them. Are you with me? I'm going to review real quick and we out, okay? Let's go. Here we go. Today we talked about 6 types of baggages in relationship. Inner criticism. You criticize yourself because your parents criticized you. Psychological trauma. You saw an event. Grief. You never got over the loss of that loved one in your family. Resentment. You hated your brother because you thought your brother was better than you, and your family members thought you. Fear. You feared fat man. Fat man. I know, but you realized that they wasn't that bad. Then guilt. You shame yourself. You shame because you cheating on your lady and all, and and it turns to bitterness, anger, and all. So yeah, those things happen, man. Yeah. Don't feel like you're the only one in the world. If you all by yourself, I'm guilty because I know I shouldn't have did. I'm the only. I'm bad. I'm bad. Don't put yourself down like that. You're not bad. You're just human. People have a tendency to cheat sometimes when they get weak. Yeah. And so the thing about it is when you do something that's off track, off kilter, you find a way to get yourself reestablished back where you should be, back on track. And that's all anybody in a relationship with you should request of you. So you got to get this thing together. Yeah. I mean, right now in my relationship, these D and I have both got issues. Okay. Straight up. I'm talking about no traumatic event and all like that. But little stuff I noticed in her, little stuff she noticed in me, and we're working on it. That's the best you can do. But we ain't gonna quit because we know we can get this. We know what our final end result is. We know what our final end game is. Till death do we part. That means we got to deal with these issues. I got to deal with her stuff. She got to deal with mine, and it's okay. That's what we signed up for. Isn't that right? When you marry somebody, that's what you sign up for. If you don't want to sign up for dealing with their issues, don't get married. Just play the field like you've been doing and see tell me how that work out for you in the next 5 years. All right, man. That's it, man. That's all I got for you today. I'm sorry late. I had some issues come up. Had to deal with those things. My family's first, and it's yours should be too. The Lord, let me rephrase that. The Lord is first in my life, then my family, then me, and then everything else after that. So when my duties call as a husband or as a household member, I got to roll, baby. That's how I roll. And I expect you to do the same thing. That's being a man, okay? That's being a mature individual and doing the right thing, the tight thing, the long thing, okay? Not the wrong thing. Are you with me? Let's go. People get ready. Whether the train's coming, don't need no ticket. You just get on board. All you need is love. Who say it again? Say, sweet, sweet love. Don't need no ticket. You just get on board. Get on board. Y'all ready to ride train by the easy one that you love? When I say toot toot, you say all aboard. Toot toot. Toot toot. When I said all aboard, you said toot toot. All aboard, all aboard, all aboard. Let's ride this train. Y'all ready, man? Come on, man. I ain't got a whole lot of folk out there, and we're gonna ride this train till we can't ride it no more. Y'all with me, man? Nah, I ain't got nobody out there. I'm gonna see who out there. When I say to, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out who's coming up. Bob will be the first man in his house. Let's go. Okay, who we got? Okay, let me get down here. All right. First man up in the house today is Markel in the house. Markel in the house. Woo! What's up, Markel? He said, this is Markel's TV Hobbyist Tech channel. Okay. He has a new YouTube channel, guys. It's called Markel's TV Hobbyist Tech channel. For those of you that have hobbies and you want technical reviews and technical discussions, technical questions, concerns, contact Markel's TV Hobbyist Tech channel. He'll be able to help you out or steer you in the right direction, okay, for your affection, okay? Well, I was like, hey, man, we doing good, Markel. Also, check out the YouTube channel called Markel TV, the podcast. You'll be ever the grateful for him. He spreads a lot of very powerful information for veterans information. He was on the show last week. We talked about the veterans life insurance and a few other issues. And we every time he comes on the show, we are the better for it and we are enlightened. Thank you so much, Markel, for being a part of the Love Train. Let's go. Y'all give me a spot. Who we got? Live in the North Carolina. What's up, man? Is it Bobby? What's up, Bobby? What's up, Bobby? What's up, life? Got me going crazy. What's up, man? Hey, Monroe Smith now. Monroe's from Greensboro, North Carolina, and he always proud of his city where he's from. He is a resident of Greensboro, North Carolina, but he was born and raised in the New York City, where the women think they pretty. Okay, so good to see you in the house today, Monroe. But you know what I got to tell you, right, man? I got to tell you something, man. I don't want to tell you bad, but I got to tell you anyway. You are number 2. You remember how Murray said, you are not the father, you are the father. You are number 2. And number 2, Jeff won't do, but you do just fine. Let's go round train. Who we got? Terry. Terry. What's up, man? You doing good? He said, hello, Sir Markel. What's up, man? Markel helped Terry Fleming out, man. Terry Fleming's a veteran, disabled veteran. And he didn't have they wouldn't give it a disability for a long time, many years. And then he finally heard Markel, some things to do. He did those things. He got his Monte, man. Good. Congrats to you, Terry. Good to see you riding the train today. Number 3 in the house. Just I want to be out there. We got Monroe. What's up? He's amazing. Monroe into the house. Good to see you today, Monroe. He's always got that amazing title in his name. I think that's a part of his job title. Is that right, Markel? I mean, Monroe. Your job title is amazing, Monroe Smith. That's the name of your job. Okay, hold up. All right, let's go. Right train, Bobby. DC One Nation. Who get Terry Fleming? He said, "Hello, sir, North Carolina. What's up, man? Good to see you." Right train, North Carolina. He said, "What's up, Terry? How you doing, buddy?" Markel, he said, what's up, Mr. Fleming? You good, man? So good to see you in the house today. Long time no see. What's up? What's up? Murphy, hey, he said, 2-2. Everybody hit the like button one time. 1, 2, 3. Chichapaya. Can you hit the like button, please, man? Please, sir. Hit the like button. Come on now. I ain't got to tell y'all to do that. Hit the like button, but I got to do it anyway. He said, 2-2. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Markel. Hello, my name is Jerry. What's up, my guy? So good to see you riding train. Murphy, hey, in the house. Who we got? Markel said, what's up? What's up? Murphy, he said, congratulations, Markel's TV Tech channel. You got you another channel. Congratulations. I got a couple channels too, man. But I had to, I was trying to work my other channels, but I just, when this channel started taking off better, I said, I got to focus on what's working well. When I get 15K, I'll slow this channel down. Okay. That means it'll give me time to bring those other channels up. Every now and then I'll hit one on there, but that's what I'm doing now. Focusing on what's working the best. Right train, who we got? Smooth, he said, hello, all, and congratulations, number 1 and number 2. Good to see you in the house today, Smooth Sam. Ryan Train, Bobby Lee, see One Nation, the group run up. Smooth, he said, hey, good people. I'm sorry to hear that, man. He's in the hospital again. Y'all know Smooth. Sometimes he's get ill. He has a lot of illnesses. He's on disability. And we got to pray for him. We don't know what's happening, but we know the Lord, right? You people that know the Lord, please. All my brothers and sisters out there that know the Lord, pray for Smooth. This is like in the last 12 months, it's like the 3rd or 4th time that we know he's been in the hospital. But you know what, man? We know that God is able, and God is keeping him alive for a reason and for a season. And we're praying that God will give him the reason and the season that he's on this earth, that he's keeping him on this earth so he can do what the will of God is in his life. And so Lord, we pray that Smooth Sound will be well, that you heal his body, heal his spirit and his soul. Whatever he's weak, Lord, strengthen him. and help him to get whole again. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. Thank you so much for letting us know that, Smooth. Everybody to pray, everybody on the train, reach out in your time of prayer and talk to the Lord for Smooth. Let's go. Ryan Chain, who we got? Murphy, hey, he said, I'm so sorry. Yes, yeah, man. You're doing well. I don't know what happened. Let's go, Ryan Chain. Who we got? Who? Yeah, hope to be out soon. Okay, man. I hope you're out soon. We're praying for you, man. And Godspeed to you. Okay. There we go. Anthony Liggins. And what's up, Anthony? He said, hello, BobbieD. Get well, brother Smooth. I just got out the hospital. Okay, Anthony, I didn't know that. Well, hope you're doing well. He said, recovering from surgery. Oh my goodness. Well, not Murphy. Terry Fleming had surgery, and you're the second person I know on the show had surgery. So God bless you, man. I hope you're okay. And he said, got to get back to shape so I can do all that walking in the Philippines. Yeah, man. So it's a lot of walking in the Philippines, and not only that, it's a lot of walking in the airports. You know what I'm saying? You think I'm playing with you? You better get yourself in shape and get you some tennis shoes. When you come out here, don't wear those regular black flat shoes. Get you some tennis shoes and be comfortable because you're gonna be doing a lot of walking. Airports, people have viewed it. For those of you that have been on out of town or on the airport in a while, airplanes are huge, right? So because the airplanes are huge, the airports have to be huger, right? So that means you got to do a lot of walking. Now they have the people movers now, where you just get on and it moves you. You don't have to walk. That's in some of the airports. Some of them don't have that. So you got to walk. So be ready, be in shape. Traveling is nice to go places, but you have to be in physical condition to do it. And then if you're not in top shape, there are also people that will assist you when you need help. Okay, let's go around chain. BobbieD, one day channel, boom of love. Who we got? Murphy, hey, glad to hear, Sir Liggins. Glad to hear you back. You're doing good, and God bless you, Anthony. We appreciate you letting us know that, man. Every time you let us know that you're injured, you're ill, or whatever, it is our responsibility to pray for you. Even if we do it in our prayer time, sometimes we do right here on the air, but we will be praying for you too for a speedy recovery, brother. Let's go, Ryan Train. Who we got? Who? Thank you, you get well too. Thank you so much. Ryan Train, who we got? Anthony Liggins, thank you, brother. Ryan Train, BobbieD, One Nation Group. Smooth, he said, I'm here for chest pains, bad chest pains. Okay, sorry to hear that, man. Chest pains, it could be a lot of different reasons. Could be angina, I don't know, muscle spasms. If it's chest pains, it could be. Hope is not the heart, but that's why you're there for them to discover what's going on and get it corrected. He said, I know tomorrow if it was more. Okay, so he will know tomorrow. Apparently, they ran tests, and so he's going to find out what they believe may be the cause of the symptoms he's having right now. Okay, so we're praying that it will come out. This just had some heartburn. Okay, and you're gonna be out the hospital. That's what you got to pray. Okay, nothing serious. That you will be okay, man. Okay, man. Let's go around here. Who we got? Murphy Hayes, fear is also the absence of love. Yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah, you fear. How can you love when you fear? You can't. You can't. Perfect love has no fear. That's what the Bible says. Love is the absence of fear. Okay, because love is Jesus. Because Jesus don't fear nobody. He had no reason to. Okay, and that's why we put our trust in Him. He is never failing. He's all powerful, and He leads us in love. Okay, yeah, love is love. Fear has no love in it. Okay. So when you see somebody that you don't like and you fear them, that's no love there. Just because you don't like them or like what they do, don't mean you fear and run from them. You stand your ground. If they want to be kind to you, kind to them. That's how you do. Love, man. Let's go. Anthony, he said, guys, be sure to read the consent form before having surgery. My consent form had the wrong procedure. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you serious, man? His consent, did y'all hear that, man? His consent form had the wrong procedure. Wow. Boy, that's huge. He said it treats the same problem, but a different method. Good thing I caught it. Read before. Yeah, man. Yeah, you need to read that. I've had surgery twice, physical surgery on my knee. One to put a pin in there, to put a pin because my cartilage was so messed up. And then they had to take the cartilage out of my knee and they put a pin in it for the knee to be all right. Then a year later, I had to get that pin taken out. There's two surgeries I had on the same knee. That's my knee all arthritic and messed up now. But I'm telling you, man, that's a big. I read mine, but whew, man, I'm glad they gave it to you right before you went. You give you anesthesia pass. You couldn't read nothing. But wow, man, that's something else. It was the same procedure. It was the same problem, but a different procedure. Okay, so they gave you the same problem, but they want to do a different procedure. That's not too bad because but it's still not your consent. That's not what you want. So good thing you did catch that. And if you hadn't recorded, you would have had a right for a malpractice suit when you got back out of your condition. Let's go right here. We got Mark L. in the house. He said, guys, I don't know how much you keep up with social media, but some men of color who travel are giving some of us bad names and reps in different countries. Be very careful out there and watch be very careful, man. A lot of people go overseas, and especially when Markel is in Colombia, and they do some of the most dastardly things. They would never do these things in their home country, right? But they take the liberty, and because they're someplace different, they show out in other people's country, and it don't take but one bad apple to make the whole barrel rotten in somebody's mind. You know what I'm saying? So wherever you go, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going out of the country overseas, represent your race, represent your country, represent your family, represent you the best way you can, and don't act a fool. You know, be responsible, be an adult and be mature. Try to stay out of trouble. You know, trouble come easy. You don't have to be looking for it, but you have to stay away from it. You know? So I understand. I see a lot of people out here like that doing crazy stuff. Like, what's wrong with this man? I don't say it to their face. I be like, in my mind, I look at him. I literally looking at him. What's wrong with this man? You know, because it just irks me. You know, I want to go and grab him and say, "Look, man, straighten up. What's wrong with you?" But I can't do it. You know. But so don't be the man. Don't be that guy that act a fool and cuss people out and do crazy stuff they know they ain't got to be doing. Don't do that. Don't do that, because that's not right. Be respectable wherever you go. And if you ain't got the money to be respectable, don't go. Stay your behind home. Let's go around chain. Who we got? Anthony Ligon. He said, my surgeon had several similar operations to perform right after each other. They corrected my consent form once I pointed out, good. That's good. Boy, I would have got on somebody's case. I would say, who made these paperwork up? I would have not, When I got through with my surgery, I've been knocking on somebody. Look here, let me tell you something. If you ever, I will put a malpractice suit on you. They'll never do that again. Let's go around chain by who we got. Mark Hill, he said, you say to people or what you put out in public, what may seem innocent to you could be seen and heard as disrespectful. Yes, that's true. And the problem, sex tourism channels are starting to feel the heat. A lot of things that people put out on social media can be deemed taken in the wrong manner from other people, especially people in that country, because they have what we think of in America may be perfectly innocent, say something. But if you put it out on social media in that country, in Colombia or Philippines, it could be cyber crime. Cyber crime is huge here in the Philippines. You got people taking people to court over crazy stuff, man. That I would totally innocent in the USA, but over here, I'm gonna take you to court. And they have a lot of suits like that. You got to be careful, man. And as far as sex packs, if you meet a sex pack in the USA or in overseas, stay the H away from them, because they ain't nothing but trouble. They're using and abusing women, because they can pay them cheap money to do they do, and it's wrong. Okay, they're going to eventually they get, whatever you do in this life, I believe, comes back to you in some form or fashion. So that stuff's going to come back on them. But don't participate in that, guys. And if you see people doing it, stay away from them. Okay, because it's wrong, and eventually they can be caught. Let's go. Who we got? Freddie Mason. He said, Perry Mason made it on the Love Train for another ride, spreading love of this name in the name of the game. Yeah, man. Love Train in the house. That's all we do, man. We give up love, peace, power, health, strength, prosperity. Everything you need is on this train. That's what we do. This is the Love Train, riding the Love Train. Let's go. Who we got? One Nation Under Groove. Murphy, hey, he said, what's up, Mason? Perry Mason, he never lost a cake. What's up, my brother? What's up? Perry Mason, what do do, Love Train family? What do good people? Hey, man, we are blessed and highly flavored of the Lord. So good to see you, my brother. He said, what's up, Sir Hayes? Brian Train, who we got? Emmy, what's up, Emmy? Emmy or Sabia, what's up? So good to see you, my dear. Angel in the house. Emmy is coming to us from not Kuwait. It's Abu Dhabi. This is Lisa's cousin, y'all, and she is back in Abu Dhabi. She came home for a vacation. She had a nice vacation. She went back to work. So good to see. She said, "Good afternoon, Love Train family. Good afternoon to you, my dear." She's out there in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi, doobie dee dee dee. Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi, and she's doing good. I've never been to Abu Dhabi, but if we do go to Abu Dhabi, we're gonna stop by to see Emmy. So good to see you, my dear. Y'all give us a proud. We got the angel in the house today. Brian Train, who we got? Murphy. Hey, he said, "Hello, Emmy. Long time no see. How are you, my dear? So good to see you around the train today." One we got Perry Mason. He's hello, Angel. What's up, Emmy? How you doing? So good to see you. Freddie Mason. What's up? Eyes on you, good man. So good to see you in the house today. Good bless. God bless you. Eyes on you. We're praying for you that you get well. Emmy, so good to see you. Praying for you as well. Everybody, it's been a blast, but I got to go. I got to go. At least these upstairs. We get ready to go out. We got some stuff to do. That's why we had to run late today too. But you know how we do. We'll be back on the train next time, same place, same station. The day is what's the day? The day is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm gonna try to be with y'all every day this week until Saturday. Until Sunday. I'll be here Wednesday, today, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then Sunday I'll be off. Okay, and then Monday I might take off too. But I got to take a break sometime. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. That's all. That's all for now. I got more. That's it. All right, guys. It's been real. It's been real. It's been real. Well, we got to go. We got to go. Everybody know we got to go. Okay. Hold up. Let me get this done. So we'll be back again. Keep on keeping on, and pray for Smooth Sounds that he will recover, and continue to pray for Anthony Liggins in his recovery. He had surgery as well. Also, Terry Fleming is still recovering. All these guys are on the train. We love them. They're part of our family. Pray for Emmy as well, and all of the angels on this show. That's it for now, guys. This is BobbieD saying take care, God bless, and peace.